now the time for delegate participants presentation. These participants have 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, I hope everybody can finish. The first presenter, Mrs. Patri Ghosh, and second, Dr. Mohammad Mainul. Most probably they are absent. I didn't see their in the link. I would invite to Mr. Mohammad Adil for his presentation. Mr. Mohammad Adil is a research student from University of Chittagong, Department of Geography and Environmental Studies. So welcome, Mr. Mohammad Adil.
Hello, sir. Sir, can I share my screen? Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I can share my screen. Sir.
Yeah, you have already shared, but you need to give the full screen. You give the previous option again.
Sir, hello. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Please wait 1 minute. We are opening your file. So
Sir,
just wait half a minute. You had done correctly earlier, but you had closed it. Okay, please just wait half a minute. Do not puzzle now. Please just have a patience, half a minute. Don't puzzle. Okay, now you start, and whenever you want the next slide, just speak next slide, okay? Hello.
hi, everyone. Myself, Mohammad Adil from Bangladesh. I am a research student, Department of Geography and Environmental Studies, University of Chittagong. Next page, sir. Hello. Here is my paper title. It goes to evaluation of landslide vulnerability due to special climate change effects in Chittagong Hill districts of Bangladesh. Next page, sir. Here my content is designed as several meaningful steps like background and significance of the study, aims and objectives, materials and methods, results and discussions, conclusion. Next page, sir. Historical background and formation tertiary hill. Bangladesh is a large and heavily densely populated country in South Asia, bordering by Myanmar, India, Nepal, and Bhutan. Here, hilly area is about 12%, which is approximately 1/10 of the total area of Bangladesh. Covering 13,295 square kilometer, they formed a single district until 19 1984, when they were divided into three districts: Khagrachari districts, Rangamati districts, and Bandarban districts. Topographically, the hill tracts are the only extensively hilly area in Bangladesh. It was historically settled by many tribal refugees from Burma Arakan in 16th century, and now it is settled by indigenous people who has been living there since. Next page, sir. Here the several types of landslide, debris flow, earth flow, mud flow, and cliff. Now are defined about landslide. Landslide is defined as the movement of a mass of rock, debris, or earth down a slope. It is also known as a landslide or mudslide. Landslide is a form of mass wasting that includes a wide range of ground movements such as deep, failure of slope, shallow debris flows. The four major types. As example, in 2017, debris flows triggered by heavy rainfall in Bangladesh. Debris flows, also known as mudslides, are a common type of fast-moving landslide that tends to flow in channels. Mudslides usually start and steep slopes and can be activated by natural disasters. Significance of the study. As people move into new areas of hilly terrain, it is important to understand the nature of potential exposure to landslide hazards. It is important to understand the signs of landslides, such as movement characteristics, soil properties, the geology associated with them, where and why they are likely to occur. Here the pictures are landslide vulnerable areas. Next page. Mission objectives: to identify the land use and pattern and vulnerable areas of landslides, to understand the mechanism of landslides, and to make a comparative assessment of different of slope stabilization, identifying the causes and impacts of landslide in the lives and livelihood of local people, to put forward some recommendation after assessing the household coping study area. So next page. Materials and methods. The study area: Chittagong hill tracts, Rangamati, Chittagong, Bandarban, Coxbazar, and Khagrachari. Have the map of all districts. This study incorporated the datasets for the Chittagong hill tracts region located at the southeastern portion as the only extensive hilly area in Bangladesh. Bangladesh located 21 degree to 25 minute north to 23 degree 45 minute north latitude and 91 degree 54 minute east to 92 degree 50 minute east longitude. The region is bordered internationally with the Indian state of Tripura on the north, Mizoram on the east, and Myanmar on the southeast, and national Chittagong district on the west. In combined of three districts, Rangamati, Khagrachari, and Bandarban, the Chittagong hill tracts region is approximately 1/10 of the total area Bangladesh by 13,184 square kilometer. The mountainous rugged terrain with deep forests, lakes, and falls gives it a divergent character from the rest of Bangladesh. The population of the Chittagong hill tracts district around 1.6 million, with roughly making the density 120 per square kilometers. Next page, sir. Dataset and pre-processing. Here, the primary data In our survey, the method of primary data collected as remote sensing imageries, MODIS and DVI datasets, archived climatic data, impacted areas questionnaire survey, photograph collection, field observation. Secondary data, internal sources of secondary data that exist and is stored inside the organization, which is the main method of our studies, such as newspaper and journal inventory records. There have several evidence to prove or evaluate of the global climate change. However, global warming as well as the variation trends of temperature is considered one of the major evidence. In this study, we have tried to identify the climate change effects on landslide vulnerability. Hence, we have used land surface temperature instead of air temperature, as also LST is more stable. Moreover, vegetation growth and dynamics is directly connected with LST as well as land and landslide. Therefore, high sequential and multi-resolution synthetic time series of the LST and NDVI datasets were generated from MODIS. Both of these datasets were extracted regionally based on study areas Chittagong Hill Tracts of Bangladesh to make sure that its accuracy can meet the needs of evaluation of spatiotemporal climate change. The LST and NDVI time series MODIS data products were obtained from the Land Processes Distributed Active Archive Center LPDAAC version B006 managed by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration Earth Science Data and Information System project with a geographic latitude or longitude projection at 1 kilometer. The LST composition products of MODIS Terra 8, the MOD11A2C6 were chosen because two of such periods are the exact ground track repeat period of the Terra platform, the 2014. The datasets were used over 8 days with average LST products on clear sky days and clear sky nights of 1 kilometer spatial resolution between 1st January 2001 and 31st December 2020. The MODIS Terra monthly NDVI products MOD13C2C6 datasets based on cloud free spatial composites of 16 days of 1 kilometer spatial resolution from 1st January 2001 and 31st December 2020 were used for vegetation dynamics evaluation. In this study, only the grid cells with greater than 0.1 were used in order to eliminate the influence of bare and sparsely vegetated region. Next page, sir. Here is the flowchart showing the full study process methodology. Next page, sir. Data processing and analysis. Data processing and analysis. The interannual datasets of MODIS, LST, and NDVI were averaged to calculate the yearly values of surface temperatures and vegetations. However, evaluate the variation trends of the spatial patterns of the MODIS, LST, and NDVI. The annual change tendencies were quantified and calculated. Monthly time series were processed to form yearly time series for each pixel. The time series has a length n equal 20, spanning from 2001 to 2020. Change rate and change range were used to estimate regional tendency based on the linear regression and appear to be unaffected by possible constant biases present in the data. Therefore, the slope and range were used to assess the interannual variations of LST and SINDVI The slope represents the change rate of each pixel calculated by the ordinary least squares estimation via linear regression from 2001 to 2020. So next page. Here is the natural and man-made causes. The natural causes like heavy rainfall, unstable soil, relief of the land, steep slope topographic, and the man-made causes are hill cutting, indiscriminate housing, creating new slope. Next page, sir. Impacts: social, economic, transport, communication, loss of infrastructure, loss of natural resources. Next page, sir. Landslide in Chittagong Hill districts. In the first graph, there are several periods of rainfall which are responsible for landslide, such as low intensity rainfall, short periods, low intensity rainfall, long periods, heavy rains for short periods, heavy rains for long periods. Here of the graph, we can say that landslide mostly occurred due to heavy rains for long periods. In the second graph, the landslide mostly happened in Chittagong districts. Next page, sir. The main affected region and cause of landslide. In the first graph, there are several affected regions, such as they were not aware location of their home with to run away. The member is big, whereas the main affected region is not aware about the landslide, 48.5%. In the second graph, the main cause of the landslide is natural, 60%. Next page, sir. The main natural and man-made factor. In the first pie chart, there are several factors: heavy rainfall, earthquakes, unstable soil, steep slope topography, hilly topography. Whereas the main natural factor is heavy rainfall, 44.29%. In the second graph, there are several man-made factors such as deforestation, cutting hills, change natural drainage, inhabited in slope region, increased people. Whereas the main man-made factor is deforestation. Next page, sir. Conclusion. Landslide vulnerability is an important issue for people living in the hilly areas of Chittagong districts. In the recent year, landslide is occurring regularly, causing hundreds of people die. The main mitigation strategies are stopping of hill cutting, resettlement of the affected people, and development of robust policy. Facilitated the alternative use of ecological facilities, make awareness amongst the mass people, to recommend some policy guidelines to manage natural, social, and ecological balance. Recommend also the government to set and implement some policies for sustainable management of CSD. Thank you. So next page. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mohammad Adil from Bangladesh. Now I would like to invite